Hello, everyone, and welcome to What Fresh Hell, Laughing in the Face of Motherhood. This is Margaret.
And this is Amy. And today we're talking about things that would be better if they were just a little bit different. Like they're almost there.
They're so
80-20.
Close.
Yes.
This is basically, I'm going to say the world. The world is almost there. If only it was
Right.
a little bit different.
Yeah. And you and I are pretty opinionated people with opinions on things. And guess who else is very opinionated? The very many members of our Facebook group. Yes.
Our Facebook group. Yeah, that's exactly who I was going to guess. But I'm going to say they're opinionated in a good way. They're not opinionated like you stink. They're opinionated like I have great ideas.
Yes,
it's the best kind of opinionated.
Right. They're not like, please stop doing this annoying thing, right? These are helpful ideas. These are cries for help, really, as a society. Can we fix all these things to make our lives better? But
my husband and I have a shorthand for when we're annoying each other, which is thank you for that helpful suggestion, which means stop talking to me and don't ever suggest anything to me again. It's very useful because it's a good marker of like, I'm extremely annoyed with you, but I'm not actually yelling yet. And so we say to each other often, when he's like, if you carry that out first, and I'm like, thank you for the helpful suggestion. It means like back off before I murder you, basically. And I would say that our listener group on Facebook really does have helpful suggestions. I can legit thank them for all of their helpful suggestions.
These are helpful, but I want to start with ours because I have a couple of good ones. I think they're good ones.
Great.
Things that could be just a little bit better than they are. All right, so here's what I'm suggesting to you first. A clothing store, like a boutique clothing store for women, but everything on the racks is exactly your size and is also guaranteed to fit you correctly and look good on you. What would you think of a story?
I like this. It seems like a little bit of it's not a little bit different. I mean, it's not, to me, this does not pass the 80-20 test. This is like 0.02 to 595. 98. Yeah. Like
that's true.
You've got a long way to go for this. I do think that there should be, I'm gonna yes and you and say maybe a store that's like by occasion, and that and maybe it somehow takes a picture of you. And if I'm buying like black yoga pants for the 10th time, it like beeps and it's like, no, you don't need any more black yoga pants. You bought enough black yoga pants.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, it would have some sort of like
jackets.
Maybe I would have like a bracelet on and it would track me. And it would be like, you do not need any more black yoga pants or any more comfy bras. Like, stop the madness.
It's the, in TJ Maxx, when you try to buy like something that's like over $150, there's like a tag on it that connects actually to the clothes rack and you can't take it with you. I mean, even to try it on. Unless somebody comes over and unlocks it for you.
And I need a lady to come over and be like, Margaret, hi. So listen, we're not going to be unlocking the yoga pants rack for you today. We have decided as a panel that we've had enough. No appeals, no nothing. It's just a no from us.
I have a store in my neighborhood that is, I do have a store in my neighborhood that is like everything in the store is cute and is like line drive, like hip mom, love it. And yet, more and more I go to try this stuff on. Strange how this happens over time. And it doesn't look, it's too teeny for me. Or if I put it on, it doesn't look as cute on me as I thought it would. So that's what I want to correct. This actually will look good on me if I try it on.
I'm going to say that's, a long way to go. I mean, while we're at it, then I want like a stove that automatically produces dinner at 6 p.m. every night. Like, I mean, these are not, I mean, I want that, but I don't think the gap is close enough to really serve our purposes, Amy. Not to yuck your yum, but I would like all TV channels to be, how they have like MA, like 14 YT or something. They say a rating in the side.
Yeah.
I would like the rating for my sake to be how much I have to concentrate to follow the show. Like can I play Candy Crush the entire time I'm watching it and still follow it?
Yes.
And I maybe would like a floating, like a pop-up video. This is an LD Lux Alert pop-up video, but like a little floating bar, like on Game of Thrones. everybody's t-shirt would be like, I'm the guy who makes the swords, who is the bastard son of the third king. Like, I would like everybody on TV to have a little thing that reminds me of who they are and where they fit in the story.
Even if it's like Love Island, if it's something that without a ton of...
Yeah, I mean, even for Love Island, I would still like it to be like, I'm the one who cheated on Jake, and Jake is the guy in the blue swim shorts. Like, it would definitely help me. Because again, I'm a low concentration viewer of 90% of television. So I like to watch Love is Blind while I'm cleaning and doing laundry. And then sometimes I'm like, wait, which one is she? Is she the one who has the troubled past, but is determined to find love? Like, yes, at all times, I would like a little box on everyone's chest reminding me of the key things I need to know about them. That's a zillion-dollar idea right there.
You're totally onto something. My daughter was home with a migraine headache and just kind of getting over it anyway, like well enough to like watch TV, but that's about it. And she's like, Mom, I need an idea of something to watch. She had come to the end of Netflix, right? And I was suggesting
she was like, I'm done. I've finished.
Yeah. I was suggesting various prestige dramas on HBO Max or whatever. And she just was like, not like that, not like that. And it was exactly... She wanted low concentration for like ebbing migraine taking 80% and, dumb show that will distract me taking up 20%. I told her just put on HGTV. Like those are the perfect scroll away and just look up for the reveal right at the end.
Right. This house or that, flip this. Yeah. Right. Steal or deal, whatever. Right.
You can stop paying attention for 21 minutes and you're still going to find out what happened.
Yeah, I saw a really funny TikTok by this guy who's a hilarious TikToker, and it was talking about the movie Cocaine Bear. And his review was, what do you need to know to go into this movie? Absolutely nothing. If you have literally ever seen a movie, you will understand this movie. If you have ever heard the words cocaine and bear, you are prepared for this film. Like, it was perfect. Like, okay,
your expectations will be like exactly met.
Yeah, and there's really nothing to follow. You're either team bear or team human, and off we go.
Can I give you a smaller one? I'm going to think less big, and maybe this will work for you.
Yes, please. We're not magic.
I want a hair care combo. I'm talking, and I've been looking for this for all my life, you guys. Shampoo, conditioner, spray, conditioner, whatever, selection of things, and then the hairdryer, whatever, that leaves me with third day hair and not first day hair.
I know what you're talking about.
And I dry my hair, and I spend so much time trying to make it like, lay like I want it to lay. And instead I get it gets very triangle-y. I get a little like Ramona Quimby very quickly.
I know what you're talking about exactly. I feel this way sometimes about the beachy waves phenomenon on, sprays and shampoos. Yes. Every once in a while, I'll get really good beach hair. Like, it really is like salty, crunchy, beachy waves. And it doesn't come out of a bottle. There's no one who's replicated that, like, I've been 3 days at the beach and now my hair is weirdly perfect.
There's nothing worse. And like, you could like, you looking at your roots, like, okay, like the time has come. I'm going to have to wash my hair tomorrow. Like, my hair looks amazing and I'm not going anywhere because it's
finally just how I want it.
Pajama hair. It's just how I want it. And now tomorrow I'm going out to dinner and I'm going to wash my hair and it's going to look insanely poofy and frizzy no matter what I do. I mean, maybe there's some ideas, guys. I don't think it's possible, but that's what I want. I want first day hair that looks like third day hair.
All right. I feel that's more possible. Attainable than your first.
Yeah.
I have another one that, again, this could happen. Mine are serious 80/20s. I feel like mine are very close. I want a makeup line called Here's Where This Goes on Your Face. And every piece of makeup, you open it and it says, here's where this goes on your face. And it shows me. I don't want to watch TikTok videos. I don't want to do tutorials. Listen, I'm too old and will never be the person. Have you seen the thing on TikTok where people, like, it looks like they're putting on like camouflage paint to be in like the jungle?
To be like a leopard for Halloween. Right. Then
they blend it for a second and then suddenly they look like they don't have makeup on. Like, that ship has sailed without me. And I don't need to catch that ship. Whatever's going on with the contouring these days, that's like the 86 green and purple and lines, I'm out. It's not happening for me. Yeah. But I would like a line of makeup called This Is Where This Goes on Your Face. And I open the blush and it says, this is where to put it on. And then the eyeshadow, especially.
And like beyond like cheeks. You're not saying like this goes on your cheeks. You're saying this goes like put it on a sort of a
right. Like start 2 inches away from your nose and 3 inches up from your mouth. And then put this on there.
What if I had a laser dot that pointed to the spot? That would be good.
Amy, now you've upped the game. It opens up and it does like a Mission Impossible scan of your face.
Yes.
And then it shows you where to put it on your face. I just got some, it was in something that I got that was like full of free stuff. And it's like a blush that's on like it looks like lip gloss, but it's blush. And I like the color, but every time I put it on, sometimes I look like a dewy maiden and sometimes I look like Krusty the Clown, and there seems to be no in between. It's because I don't know where to place it on my face.
The other thing with the makeup these days is like it's all just like one stick, right? It's like cheeks, eyes, lips, and it's like you can mop your floor with it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's too multitasky. You want makeup that's single use, not single use, single purpose.
Single purpose.
Extremely clear. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, the lipstick I basically get, but that would be helpful to be like, what color should you use? Because I don't know what color to use.
My last one is probably also a little impractical, but I don't want to hear it. I want a bank app on your phone that serves as an ATM. So you can withdraw money from the bank app on your phone and like the cash just spits out. I don't use cash that often.
Like you open your phone and there's a $20 bill inside.
I don't have to I don't have to walk into the bank and go to the ATM. If I need cash, I can just get it from the bank app on my phone.
You're getting awfully close to that wish, but it won't involve the cash. Like I love the fact I was just on the subway in the city going to see my beloved Amy. And I do love that, like, I'm looking around for a card. I got to go, I got to get my card, I got to swipe it. No, I just click on my phone, pay for the subway. Like, I do love the world in which I carry my phone everywhere. This is what I need. I need my driver's license to be on my phone. And then I only carry my phone everywhere. That's what I like. It's like click on the side of my phone. I wave it around and I pay for everything. Cash is obsolete, Amy. Cash is obsolete.
I mean, I don't really drive, so that's like I'm not going to be pulled over for speeding. But I might need my ID. Sometimes some, bouncer at a bar or something will give me a hard time that I don't have an ID just to be a jerk. But most of the time, yeah, your ID on your phone works fine. But I'm talking about sometimes you need cash. Sometimes you do. And the reason this has gotten to be such a hassle is that you rarely need cash. But then you have to like tip the person
Suddenly you
that
need it.
Groomed the dog and you need cash. And it just feels like this insurmountable thing. I have like 20 tiny checks because I still get checks from like being on Law and Order 25 years ago. So I have like $1.49 checks. I've got like a stack of them. I can barely close my wallet at this point because I can't deal with going to the bank and getting cash. And yes, I know I can do that in my app, but that seems like I just want this easier. Just go beep, bop, boop, and spit out the cash when I need it twice a year. Is it too much
You
to
said
ask?
you didn't want to hear anything, so I can't respond at this time, Amy. But I'm just going to say God bless you and keep you forever. And
really
I have
good
no
idea.
response at this time. I hope it works out for you with your phone that opens up and then is full of cash.
All right, we'll be right back with our listeners' ideas of what might be better if it was just a little bit different.
All right, we're back. I'm going to start with Elizabeth because this was also one of mine. This is the one that Elizabeth stole from me. And this is right around the corner. We're going to be here within, I'm going to say, the next 5 years, max, maybe 2 years. Air tags, but super tiny and very cheap that attach to all the toddler items that get tossed from the stroller. Sippy cups, one shoe, one sock, the essential lovey. This is for sure worth a full-size air tag, hat, etc. These must be able to go through the laundry and work while covered in bodily fluids. This is coming for us, the sticker. So I am a very disorganized person, a kind of a whirling dervish at all times. Amy and I were just about to record and I had put my earphones somewhere and I'm like, oh my God, hold on. I can't make them work. I kind of live in the spin cycle of like, where is?
Can I just suggest that we need a TJ Maxx person to come to your house and put the like tag that you can't removing. I need this too, by the way. The headphones to the place where we record. So they can't walk away.
Yes, except for then you're just constantly standing there like, will someone please? I had to go get cold sore medicine. I have a fever blister that comes out every once in a while. It's almost always when it's sunny. It was hot here. And then the only things that solves it is this thing that comes in a tube that is 1 inch long called Abreva. It's like the thing that stops fever blisters. And it works. But the tube is 1 inch long. And I get a fever blister, I would say like maybe once a year, maybe every 18 months. So by the time I get a new one, the little 1 inch tube of Abreva is always missing, right? Like, yes, could I find somewhere to put it? I could. I feel I have. But the Abreva elves come in the night and steal my Abreva because I can never find it when I actually have it. And it's the kind of medicine where it's second. Yeah, I'm sure there's 45 and they're like $27 for like a bottle this big. And I went to the, pharmacy the other day and of course it's locked because it's whatever, $27 for a 1 inch bottle. So they have a little lock on it. So you can't just steal your Abreva, which I was sort of sympathetic to. And then it takes like 45 minutes for the person to come over and unlock your little thing of Abreva, by which point you have a fever blister already. So
what if you've had
anyway, very annoying.
It would just spit out the Abreva when you needed it. I mean, it doesn't work.
As soon as you get your cash, I need a phone that spits out Abreva, please. And it's like once every 18 months only. I need like 2 days worth of Abreva once every 18 months.
Once in a while. So this AirTags.
But I love this AirTag idea. So I have a wallet and I have an AirTag in my wallet. And I would say maybe once a day, maybe every other day, I ping my wallet like you can ping your phone. And that's how I always find my wallet. Because I just walk in and throw my purse wherever, and then it gets stuff. I can never find it. And it's the greatest. And I always think I need an AirTag for all the other things that are always missing. My keys, my this, my that. And I love an AirTag. I'm a huge fan of an AirTag. The AirTag needs to be like... the AirTag itself needs an upgrade where it's like, you're getting warmer. Like you have to be standing near the thing for it to beep, but it doesn't tell you how close you are.
Okay. All right.
So I have to walk around with my phone in the air like a maniac, like
a metal
just
detector,
re-hitting.
like the guy on the beach, waving.
But it doesn't, but even a metal detector beeps faster when you're closer. This is just like, you're looking for a connection and you're lost in space.
Oh, it's a metaphor for life.
It sure is. Just looking for connection.
Lauren says there should be playgrounds, but with lifeguards. I thought this was a great one. I would love that when my kids were younger, to have a lifeguard that's just like blow the whistle, because then you're not like, that kid is kind of, throwing sand in my kid's face. You've got a third party that's just like the whistle blows and everybody stops.
You've got a non-judgmental dictator. Yeah.
Yes.
Like you've got a benevolent dictator.
Yeah.
We had this in LA. There was a restaurant that had a kids' play place. And we would drop the kids off in the play place and then eat. You were in the same room, but you couldn't really see your kids. I think they encouraged you to like leave your kid in there. But every once in a while, like one of the helpers would bring your kid over and be like, oh, they were looking for you, And it was kind of this concept. I think the liability problems are really high because this is $1 million idea.
Yeah.
And you're right. I was thinking because you don't want to have to pay attention to your kid, but I didn't even think about your genius angle, which is they can do the
man says.
parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man says
that
you have
kid
to
is
stop
kind of annoying
doing
my
that.
kid, but I'm not really supposed to get involved. Right. The lifeguard's there. They'll step in if it gets too much.
That's a very good idea. $1 million idea if you can figure out the liability insurance.
Mara says a vacuum, but only for Legos, not mud, dust, crumbs, hair, etc. It only picks up Legos.
This is like your hair magnet. Remember your hair magnet idea from a different... We were talking about how hair gets everywhere, and Amy wanted a magnet that only collected hair.
Like a giant one. Like a giant, like round.
It would suck it from all over the house.
You turn it on, like...
Yeah,
and it just sucks it up. Oh my gosh, we have another one. You kept
referring to it as a magnet, and I was like, no, a magnet doesn't actually do that way. But you understand that you're in an imaginary land. You want a hair magnet. This person wants a Lego vacuum.
Oh, but only the right. She doesn't need the other stuff, the hair and the whatever. And with the dog hair, she just wants the Legos. I think she should have that. Elaine, I wanted to skip to this one because Elaine's idea was related. She said she wanted a kitchen floor that could sort of self-suck away all the mess and spills. That it could just kind of go like,
I have
zoop,
often
like my hair
talked
magnet.
about this concept that you do the kitchen floor with a slant towards a drain. And then at the end of the night, water just
slant,
whooshes down and cleans everything. Like it's like a kill room. Like you hose it all down at the end and everything goes into
and
the
it
drain.
just washes. And it's a slight, yeah, it's like an inch, but it's enough for the water to run.
Slight and just enough of an angle for everything to run into the drain.
So Elaine says that she wanted this a kitchen floor that sucks away the mess. And Rachel replied and said there's something called baseboard central vacuums, that this is already a thing. To which Elaine said, okay, then fine that, but it needs to also spray and wash. It can't just be dry stuff.
Let me tell you that we have, I'm not going to name any company names here, but there is a carpet sweeper that is a robot that sweeps your carpets. And
yes.
I find ours to be extremely effective. I love the robot vacuum.
Yes, yes.
And then we decided as a holiday gift, my husband and I went in together for the robot mop. And it, like the robot vacuum, it runs around and it sprays like water and detergent out of its nose. And then its like little feet are like scrubby thingies. Let me tell you, they have not perfected that technology.
Your robot mop. They have not perfected it?
No. I was so excited. It really doesn't work at all. I went out after a year of trying to coax the robot mop into mopping. I went out and got one of those like $2 like ones that's like squeak, and you like pull the handle and it rinses out the sponge.
Yes.
And my floor is clean for the first time in a year because the robot has nothing on the squeak mop, like nothing. Like
little elbow grease.
It's a $400 piece of technology, and it's much less effective than a $10 mop.
That's unfortunate. Sarah says there should be a car that fills itself up with gas while she stays in her seat and just scrolls. A self-filling gas.
That seems to me 80-20. That seems close by.
We'll get that
I
done
just showed my 14-year-old how to gas my car this week. And he's like, why do I need to know this? I'm not driving. And I was like, I didn't have children so that I could pump my own gas, get out of the car and pump my gas. So I have this invention already. It's called a 13-year-old.
I love that. I just had to show my 18-year-old. Again, I'm a New York City person. So my 18-year-old who's just learning how to drive, how to pump gas. Why should I have to make? Because someday you won't be with me and you might need gas in your car. Maybe Sarah's future will come for us before then. But yeah. You need to know how to pump gas.
Yeah, it's possible. But until then, just have a child who grows to the age of 12, and then you have this invention already.
Okay. All right.
Kim says ketchup packets that hold more than a tiny drop of ketchup, so you don't have to use 47 of them for one order of French fries. I want a vacuum that vacuums all the ketchup off of the world and takes it to the planet of doom where it belongs. Just this morning, I have a kid who does not like a lot of breakfast foods. And so we've started having he started having a lot of steak for breakfast. Not like, we're not talking about like filet mignon, but like a steak on a pan, like steak and eggs, but without eggs. And he likes ketchup on it. And for some reason, the smell of ketchup at 6:30 in the morning, I just want to barf. It's so gross.
That's something you and I.
So I don't want any ketchups in the world, but I could see where, like, why are we doing this in packet form? Like, there's got to be a better way.
Why are those packets so tiny? Megan says there should be some kind of a toy retrieval system in a car, or a sheet, she says, or like a sheet that just guides the toys back to the car seat for the side of the car seat you can't reach. This is when, like, you're driving, your kid is in the car seat in the back. They drop their little truck and now they're crying. There's a toy retrieval system or like a sheet.
It seems to me that this would need to be built. I'm just spitballing here, Amy. I'm just thinking this idea through.
Think it through.
The toys themselves should have some, like the robot vacuum. When it's done vacuuming, it goes back to its home base.
Oh, yes, it
does.
The
toys should have a retrieval system within them, although it would involve some flying, I think. So it's not a non-complicated solution.
Could the air tag that was attached to it, in case it gets the very cheap and reproducible and waterproof air tag, also have a
propeller of some sort?
Propeller, yes.
Yeah. I think we're going to have to workshop this one.
Right,
we're not that close to it, I don't think. We're not that close. Sadiq says a la carte cable packages where you only pay for the channels you want. You don't have to pay for 16 versions of ESPN just to get the Food Network. I feel like this is what we've gone for in their new age, but it has ended up more expensive than ever. Like,
right. Just have
now I have 4,000 subscriptions to different things. And then like the one time my father-in-law visits while the golf tournament is on, now suddenly I have like golfnetorama.com/app. Like I want to just, I think I'm ready to go a la carte. Like I'll give you $1 to watch this show today. And that's it. Like I don't want the whole, I don't even want the whole channel.
Right. If this is a show I can also play
I want to pay $1. I'll pay $2 and you tell me if I could play Candy Crush. And if not, I'm going to need names on all the shirts that explain their character's history and how they relate to each other and which one they are. This
is, this should be achievable like now. Like this should already be a thing. It's not because the cable companies like to charge us for ESPN. So I don't know. I don't know why this isn't already achievable, but we have to keep dreaming on this one.
It seems so close, so within our grasp, Amy. Why?
Amanda says, toilet flushes and hand dryers in public bathrooms, but quieter, for the love of Pete. They are the loudest. I would like, can I hang something from the bottom of this? Amanda, can I add the auto flush in the toilet, but it's triggered by your like opening the stall door because you're done. Or at least standing up. Right? Like I don't want to be in the enclosed space with the like sonic
toilet
for 30 seconds. Yeah. No thanks. I try to get out of there as soon as possible. But
you're like rushing away.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, especially toilet technology seems like there's some room for improvement in general.
Why
like,
are they so different
cover
than at home? Go ahead. Give me the cover idea.
Well, I think in public, people don't flush. I think it's a societal problem. It starts with the man in the mirror. Not me, because, and not you. But, it starts with the society in the mirror. Like, people are gross in bathrooms, I guess. And so we have to then make up for their grossness with auto flush. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Why do flushes in public bathrooms are like an order of magnitude, like 8x what we have in our houses, and it's just like.
I bet if you really wanted to dig down, you would figure out why. It's because like
I don't want to know why.
No, you don't want to ask too many questions, but I think we have to blame this one on personal societal responsibility. Like people have made bad choices. It feels like everything about public bathrooms is problematic. The toilet paper flung everywhere, the soupy floors, like there's a lot of room for improvement.
Right.
Yeah. Apple, we don't need less ports at this point. We don't need you to update the ports anymore.
Stop
we need you to turn your attention. I want iBathroom. You know what I mean? I want like iMac. I want iBathroom.
User interface.
I want an Apple-like user interface where, like, I don't know, something happens that I don't have to think about it anymore. All right, chew on that one, Apple, and we will be right back. All right, Kelly says, and this is like, I had 3 kids in car seats at the same time. 3 car seats that can fit across the back seat. Like,
yes.
Or back seats that can accommodate 3 car seats, one or the other.
Other people.
People kind of goof on the minivan, but at a certain point I was like, it's either this or like permanently lose 2 fingers as I try to wedge buckles in between 3 car seats that don't fit in the back. Like car seat to back seat. It's like, you know how people like comedians joke that like you get 8 hamburgers with 12 hamburger buns. Like, can't we all just get together and figure out, like, let's sell the same amount of hot dogs and buns? Like, let's just make a pact as a nation. Can we just figure out the car seat and the car thing? Like, or make a, what do you call that? Like a sedan, I guess, like just a 5-seater car.
Make it
that
like
fits, that's like,
inch and a half
fits
wider.
Car seats.
It's not,
yeah.
Right.
It's not 4 feet wider.
It's the rock and a hard place that parents are always put in. Like first, now, yes, your kid is being a booster till they're like fully 11.
46. Right? Yeah.
Right. And you can't fit 3 in a row. And and people will be like, so don't have 3 kids that close space. Like, we're not talking that close space. We're talking like an 8-year-old and still in a booster because she's
and also, hi, don't tell me what to do with my body. How dare you?
Right. You're right. Exactly.
Mind your business.
Exactly. We're mothers. It's wonderful. But yeah, you can't fit. My friend did have 3 kids. I had a minivan. This is how I solved this problem. My friend was like, living the lie that she didn't have to deal with a minivan. I think she got one eventually when she had 4 kids. But the 3 kids, she had it figured out. I should have her on to explain to us. It was like this kind of car and this kind of car seat. But I remember there was a little bit of a MacGyver involved. Like, it's a booster, but if you put this buckle on it, then it's a forward facing. And she figured it out. But it took a lot of time and effort, I recall.
I never figured it out. I just had to, when I got a 3rd child, I just committed to the minivan at that point. I feel, this is just coming to me, but I mean, again, it doesn't seem like that hard. Like, we got to get this 5-point restraint harness down and more automated. Like, why can't it be like a roller coaster ride where it's like click, click? Like, why does it involve like pinching the baby's chest or pinching my fingers? Like, shouldn't there just be like a zhunk, zhunk, like things that just come in and over? Like, I'm picturing like Doc Ock in the Spider-Man movies, or like Iron Man's helmet, how it closes together.
Just sort of
I guess those are fictional, but yeah, it should just, I don't feel
right.
I was just thinking about this, the years of my life I spent buckling kids in who were screaming, no pinches. Cause like you only pinch them once and then they're just traumatized for life.
Yeah, that, you mean the thing like sort of down like between their legs?
It's the thing that comes across the chest, but it's like 2 pieces of hard plastic that stick together. And if you're pushing it towards them, you can pinch their little flesh in there. And it hurts.
So Pamela says, I loved this one, a pediatrician appointment, but to find out your kids' shoe sizes. She says, could kids' shoe sizes just become more clear? We just went from 13.5 to 1. What? There are toddler sizes, little kid sizes, big kid sizes, and adult sizes, which start when? Good question, Pamela. I still don't know. I think I'm smart.
Okay, I don't think a doctor needs to be involved in this, but I hear what Pamela is saying. And this is, I think the solution is not to involve a medical professional, but to have the shoe sizes be negative until 1. Like, you should start, well, I guess, as I say that, I realize the problem is that you don't know how far back you'd have to go, but maybe you just start at like a -20. And then maybe your kid's first shoe is like a -10. But then you could count up to 1 and then you start at regular shoes.
Like, yeah, when it switches from 13.5 to 1, we're switching from negative numbers to positive numbers.
Yeah, we have to figure out this system, because agreed that, like, how many times have I bought shoes online? One way to do this is we used to go to our local shoe store, and they had the little shoe thing that you step your heel against and it measures your foot.
Got some pretzel
like now, but I try to order stuff online, and often, I mean, we've given away a lot of shoes that we ordered online, and we thought we were getting a size 3, and we were getting a size 3 toddler instead of a size 3 normal. And figuring out, that's why I want to make a very clear delineation, negative and positive.
Or we just do 13.5 and then the next size is 14. It's not 1. We just keep going, which would mean I'd be wearing like a size like 43 shoe, but that's okay. I'll take that fall.
No, I think we have to start in the negatives, and then we go to positive at size 1. Now you're a real human. You're wearing real shoes.
Which is or we have to kindergarten.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Start, because it's too confusing otherwise.
Okay. Well, what about the doctor's office? If you can't get your kids' shoe sizes there, Mary Katniss says, what about being able to text your doctor's office for minor things? I feel this one. She sets the scene. She says, my boy had pink eye for the 4th time. I knew what it was. I just needed more drops. He's screaming in the background. I'm on hold with his doctor's office while trying to change his poopy diaper. Can't I just text, hi, pink eye again. Can you refill the conjunctivitis prescription, please? Thank you. I think we're
it's a
pretty
great
close
idea.
On this, but yes.
Yeah. The telehealth that started during the pandemic, I feel like was great for that kind of like, hey, here's my kid. That's pink eye, right? Okay, take his temperature. Okay, it's this. Okay, this will be called in and then the pharmacy will deliver it. I was reading a book by a person who was rich. It was a memoir. And there was a lot of things in it that were about richness.
Great title.
That I was like, oh,
a person who was rich.
Huh? A person who was rich.
As a title,
it was richness was sort of incidental to the book, but there was definitely a lot of the things about being rich that actually didn't sound that fun to me. Like it definitely sounded like a lot of like, you always have to like be in some like name brand outfit, and you could feel the pressure of always trying to like look a certain way, and like you can't wear the black yoga pants if you're rich. Like you have to wear something that looks a certain way. But at some point, they were talking about how their doctor comes to their house for all of their appointments. Like that's rich. Like their doctor and a nurse comes and does blood draws for the kids and stuff. I was like, okay, I do that part of rich. I want the like a doctor comes to your house and takes care of you. And basically like the thing that struck me about the rich lifestyle was everything was just delivered. Like stuff kept getting delivered to their house that I would never think about, like pharmacy stuff. And they were having a party and like bottles of alcohol were being delivered. I was like, that seems like a very appealing part of being rich, but none more appealing than I don't go to the doctor comes to me.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one, especially when it's your kid with strep throat and you know it's strep throat. I agree. This is we're close on this one. This is one of the more achievable ones that we've talked about.
Agree.
All right, here's another one that I think should be very possible. I guess we're still dreaming this. Kara says, what about streaming music that you like as an adult? Your kids are in the car, but it's not kids' music. It's music for you, but with no surprise curse words. Kara says, yes, these are called radio edit stations, and there's like 3 of them.
I was going to say this exists already. Apple Family Pop Playlist. We listen to it all the time in the car.
But that sounds like...
No, it's not like Kids Pop. No, okay. It's not Kids Pop. It's like clean versions of all the songs you like. These exist. Like top 40. It's called radio edits. Huh?
But it's like it's
like playing like
kind of stuff.
It's hits one, but it's just a radio edit. So you don't get... This exists already. Wish no more. Just find radio edit stations on Spotify. But no, it doesn't mean it's not Kids Bop, but it is just radio edit versions.
But it's good. Sort of like Taylor Swift. It's not like
it's Cardi. I mean, maybe it's not Cardi B because like maybe you couldn't do it with Cardi B. But even with Cardi B, you're like, it beeps out the words because everybody still produces radio edits of their songs,
right?
Because there still is terrestrial radio, so you can't play curse words on FM radio, and so all the artists still release a radio edit of most songs. Like so it's just Kanye? A radio edit station.
Okay. Huh? All right. Like even Kanye. Yeah. So you can listen to Kanye, there's radio edits. All right. Kara, apparently this
exists.
Already.
Wish no longer.
She said like, I know radio edits, but there's like 3 of those. I'm talking like all of it. She wants there to be like a toggle switch in your streaming app, which I get. Like, and
I mean, we're not quite there.
Curse word.
But yeah, I mean, you're pretty close. If you're going to be a stickler, yes. Like you can't just be like, turn on the radio and hear a great song. Well, you could just listen to FM radio, I guess. That is what FM radio is, but it has commercials. Right. Emily has, I feel like going back to your original wish, I feel like Emily is onto something here. I want women's clothes to be measured like men's clothes. Inches, centimeters around the waist, length, etc. And I would really love for bra sizing to be more intuitive. I need clothes shopping to be better. I do think that it must be that the variables for women are so minute that they can't really do this. Because I'm working on a play and I was just doing measurements for men's suits. And it's like, oh, he needs a 34 by 32. And that's just his waist versus his legs. Like, why can't we do that? I just need a 38 by 40, whatever. Like, it was so eye-opening to me that my husband's pant size are his waist and his distance from hip to ankle.
And he knows
it seems so smart.
going back to the boutique where everything will fit you, right? Like my kids my boys both have to wear like khakis, to school.
Yeah.
And my kid in college now, like he doesn't wear jeans. He like wears these like broken in, chinos. He likes those better than jeans. But anyway, yeah, like he can walk into any store anywhere in the world and be like, send me to this rack with this size, anything that's on this rack, I don't have to try it on. I just know it'll fit me. And I'm like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is that's what we're doing. It's like, all right, give me your measurements. We're going to go and get you a 34, 36, and then we're going to bring it back and it's going to fit you. It might need to be hemmed a half an inch to fit you like bespoke.
The bra sizing thing is almost like the tax industry and the IRS and stuff. Like they don't want to make it too simple, I feel like. When was the last time you got like fitted for a bra by like a lady with a tape measure on her neck?
That would be on the 12th of never, Amy. On the 12th of never.
I did it a couple years ago after noticing that my bras like seemed like they didn't, fit me the way they used to. I was so far off. Like I said, I think I'm this. She looked at me, she just scanned me with her robot mind and was like, you're this. And I was like, it was like between like the number and like the cup size, it was at once way larger and way smaller than anything I had ever considered. And she was exactly right. I was so far off, but they are very complicated.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I should probably do that. I've kind of gone to the bras that don't fit phase of my life, which is just like comfy bras.
This can't be fixed.
Yeah, I just am sort of like, I love like the new, like the t-shirty bra. Like it's not like a no support, but it's just kind of straps on like a piece of a t-shirt, basically. Like I don't mess around. Although I did at some point have to do something on a television appearance, and the person was like, you need a bra. Like they were basically like, that is not actually a bra that you have on. And like, they had to get me like a underwire, like shapey shape bra, because I guess it looks bonkers, but it's not really my problem, people.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to have somebody dressing me for TV who turned me on to like, you need this kind of bra. It looks like this under clothes. It's nice to have that advice once in a while. Treat yourself, because you will never be wronger in your life than about your own bra size, as it turns out.
Someday I'm hoping to be rich enough that the bra lady will just show up at my house and do this for me. I think what we really need is billions of dollars, Amy, because we could fix almost all of these things. You don't need a phone that turns into an ATM if you just have a minion who runs to the ATM for you, or someone who drops cash off at your house whenever you need it.
True.
Solved
Get
it.
on that. Yeah, we solved it as always. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. I'll put the link in the show notes to all the answers to this very funny question, because we love our Facebook group and all the super funny and useful conversations that you guys have there.
Friends, it's been a while since we asked you to rate and review our podcast, but we want you to do so. Ratings and reviews are one of those things that really helps new listeners find the podcast. So please take a minute in whatever app you're listening and rate and review the podcast. Especially, listen, if you don't like it, I'm going to say rate and review it to your spouse or friend. But if you do like it, rate and review it for public consumption on the app you are currently listening to. I mean, if you really hate the podcast and you've made it to minute 43, I mean, I have some questions for you. So please rate and review wherever you're listening. It will really help us out.
And with that, we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks so much for listening.